All right, y'all. Welcome to the Mathis Verdict. Okay. Our first guest is someone that we all know. Will you say your name, please?
My name is Linda Mathis.
The beautiful Linda Mathis.
The beautiful, rocking off the first
Thank
episode of the Mathis Verdict.
Well, appropriately so.
Yeah. And what did you have? Did you have a question?
No, I really don't have a question. I just wanted to call in to say congratulations on your first episode to be. And I wanted to just say that to my two handsome podcasters.
Thank you,
We
sweetie.
appreciate that.
You still think Diddy should get 100 years, though? I thought we might ask you that.
Do you want to hear my opinion, or you want to hear my that I'm trying to give you guys a blessing on your podcast?
All right, give us a blessing on the podcast.
Go with the
That's
blessing.
what I would do.
I appreciate you and I love you. Thank you so much. You've been very supportive through this entire process and excited to continue. So we love you.
Love you.
Right,
We need some money for some more equipment. So cut some checks.
All right, I'm just waiting on my turn to come on and talk. That's all.
All right.
All right, bye.
All right, love you both.
Love you.
Bye-bye.
That was a surprise. You look beautiful on there. Y'all supposed to say something. Oh, she heard me. Oh, you took that thing off. You
What'd
got
you
me on
say?
the hot mic.
What'd you say?
I said she looked beautiful on there.
We got Joe.
I can't hear you. Y'all cool. Why you gonna put me on the hot mic?
That is funny.
She's always beautiful.
She's always very
yes,
beautiful.
in person, when you wake up in the morning.
All right, so our first official caller, after a nice little surprise, is my sister, your daughter, Jade. First daughter.
That's right.
Attorney.
That's right. Look at that smile.
Look at that smile. Thanks for joining us this
Attorney Mathis to
late.
you, Amir.
What'd you say?
I said Attorney Mathis to you, Amir.
I'm sorry, Mr. Attorney Mathis.
That's right. A legal scholar and a great lawyer.
You know, they just call me the clerk around here, so yeah, that's my name.
Or the court officer. You're the court officer in the Mathis Verdict court.
Exactly. So Jade, so Jade has a question. She's going to start talking about. She's going to knock it off with Diddy, the bond hearing, and the presidential pardon. So basically, Diddy is trying to post a $50 million bond to get out before his sentencing on October 3rd, after being convicted of 2 federal charges tied to transporting women for sex. The judge denied him once, saying he is a public risk with a violent history. But here's where it gets wild. Donald Trump is now reportedly seriously considering pardoning Diddy. Sources says he is watching the bond ruling closely. If Diddy stays locked up, Trump might step in before sentencing. And yeah, so you had a question about that, and we'd love to hear it.
What do you mean she has a question about it?
She had a conversation about it.
Because I know you ain't going to have this. I ain't practice. This girl is a real lawyer. Don't have me trying to debate or discuss no law with a real lawyer.
So if you-
I haven't practiced law in 30 years. I've been doing small claim court. So she has all the credibility, y'all. Whoever's viewing, believe her over me, because she is a current young practicing lawyer. I'm old, my memory gone, and I haven't practiced real law in 30 years. All I've been doing is small claim court on television. Now that I've issued that disclaimer, come on, Attorney Jade Mathis.
Did y'all give him that call? But a person like you says they know everything.
Let me talk to my daughter.
You
I
said-
do know everything. If I don't, I think I do, and I know I don't. But you got to think you do to at least be halfway there.
Right.
If you say you know it all, you at least halfway know it all.
All right.
That's called projecting. Now here's my daughter. She knows it all too. She's another know-it-all. What do you think it is? Do you think he should get a bond? Diddy? He's offering $50 million this time. What's your thoughts?
Maybe is it from my prosecutor stance, and maybe I'm a little jaded because of that. I think absolutely not. And I think the judge was right when he pointed out that he's a danger to the public. He's a danger to the community. And we've seen that, right? We saw videotapes of that, of him assaulting people. We have literally seen what he's able to do to innocent people or other people. So I think the judge is on par with this one. I do not think there should be any bond granted because we see what he's capable of.
Now, as a lawyer, how often have you seen no bond granted? Because you were a prosecutor, as you say, and that's why you don't want to let the man out under no circumstances.
That is not what I
Poor
said,
man.
Your Honor. Your Honor,
But-
that is not what I said.
Now-
So when we did grant bond, when we did, it can be 50-50, right? Or a lot of states now have, particularly where I was practicing at, but a lot of states now have no bond, right? So what I would say is that in extreme circumstances, when the person actually has the means, which Diddy has, which he, has the relationships and the connections to be able to get away and do something, which Diddy has, and if he has a history of violence, which Diddy has, and we all watched on television, and there's been some mumbles and rumbles about him intimidating individuals and intimidating victims, particularly. Those are those circumstances where I don't think there should be bond granted, because as soon as you get out, if you decide you want to bully these victims, they're not witnesses anymore. If you want to continue to bully them, then that's kind of now on the judge's hand. And if you want to do something after that to them,
Yeah, but some would suggest that he can do it from behind bars. You can talk in code where they don't quite understand what you're saying. Well, he ain't no real gangster, I don't think so. He might not know the code talk. But most gangsters, when they want something to happen outside, they know how to say it. And when they cats come to visit them, they know how to talk in code. Did you bring those T-shirts over to such and such? Knowing the T-shirts are white. Such and such wanted 10 T-shirts for the kids. That means such and such want 10 kilos for the young guy in the crew.
But what if they're really trying to get T-shirts for the kids?
Yeah, that's what we want. That's what they want the jailers to think. No, but I guess I'm split. I'm torn because I've only seen no bond cases, and maybe this is just Michigan, with murder cases. Cases. In Michigan, that's the only time I've seen no bonds.
That's why they around Michigan cutting up too.
No, you said that's why Detroit was the murder rate capital of the country. Don't get too cute now. Don't get too cute. You practice right there outside of D.C., Washington, D.C., which was another murder capital of its own for some time.
You're right. In Detroit, they know they're probably going to get out a little quicker than they will somewhere
But you
else.
think the man will put up, you think he'll risk $50 million?
I think with his personality type, I think he will still do something or attempt to have someone else do something or have something arranged.
Listen, it's a possibility.
Okay, so you're saying, he's not going to go on the run, but he may have the freedom then to go after people. Okay, Absolutely. So you're making that makes sense. I thought you were suggesting that he's going to physically go on the run, skip his bond, and not show back up and go after his enemies. You're just saying being able to having the freedom to conspire to go after his enemies.
And let's admit, there is a possibility. And that's the thing is you're taking away that possibility. And that's based on his record. There was a lot of talk of him intimidating witnesses before the trial and evidence of that. And so it's and you get out, he's already shown that he has an impulsive character, and that's what you have to look at because you don't want to regret that as a judge if something bad does happen. In my opinion.
The propensity, that's one of the things the courts looked at as well, is the propensity to do something. So he's already shown, like you said, Amir, he has the propensity to try to intimidate
for violence
and
retribution, violence and retribution. Yes, and they had a lot of they recovered a lot of arms.
Yeah, and in my soul, I'm like, come on, let the man out. But as a person, if you're looking at the facts and the law and, the guidelines that led to this, it makes you second guess that.
Well, let me say this. Typically, conviction of 2 counts of interstate transportation and prosecutes, which falls under the Mann Act. They're only the guidelines are 23 to 27 months or so. I think that's about right for the sentence in each conviction. But the Mann Act with regards to bond, because it sounds like you should have a bond if that's the case. But there is an element of the Mann Act that does deal with bond. And the bond and the relationship with the violation is based on violence.
Yes.
So you're on to something because it's based on the history of violence with regard to the application to the Mann Act.
Right.
Y'all on to
we
something, but I'm a second chance judge. And the man, he's going to either be out or do some, well, he's going to do some more time, I suspect. But, you know, I don't know. I like going by typical and fair sentences and bond hearings based on law and precedent. And so I haven't been able to see the precedent. Maybe that's what we need to see. In other words, people convicted of similar situated crimes because you have pimps who beat their women and they're convicted of interstate transportation of prostitutes. Do they get denied bond? I'm just curious. So if that precedent is established that, hey, you got a pimp here. He's convicted of interstate transportation of prostitutes. The prostitutes say he used to beat them. Prostitutes are scared that if he gets loose, he's going to beat them again. Let's see what has happened in the past. That's what I, as Diddy's lawyer, would be looking for.
But would it be different because they say that these prostitutes don't have these pimps don't have the resources and the money to do things that they can't even trace, or they don't have the.
Yes, they do. You can't conclude that.
Yes, they do.
You can't conclude that.
I think the video of him knocking somebody, beating somebody where they down and dragging them around something is probably played a huge role in as well.
Absolutely.
Unfortunately, you can't see their work. They do the things, but you can't see it, right? It's different when you're actually watching it and somebody's that reckless to do it, and you know it's
Very
cameras
true.
and hotels and hallways. So I think that's the difference when you're sitting there watching somebody beat somebody to a pulp and drag them afterwards.
And that's why I think he's going to pay on the sentence, Jade. I think that sentence, they're going to put aggravating factors.
Yeah.
And
just
that
remember,
increases the sentence. I don't know how many years the judge is going to throw on there, whether it's an additional 1 year for each conviction in addition to the guidelines,
Right.
or more. I hope he does
Yeah.
what's fair. And what's fair, I think, is based on precedent. And I think his lawyers, hopefully, and they're great lawyers, obviously, they'll come with precedent and say, in similar cases in the past, this is what has happened. And my client shouldn't be treated differently because of his celebrity status. And so that's up to the lawyers to bring. And once again, if the precedent doesn't indicate that, then you probably won't be so lucky.
Now you're talking about the precedent. Let's switch it over to something similar, the president. And you had another question about that, right?
Yeah, I do have one. And I just wanted to make one last point to Dad's point is that just as a prosecutor, I know there's an allocution stage in the sentencing.
I didn't learn that one.
That's when the victims come and tell the judge what you did to them, and
Got
that's
it.
how the judge he weighs that in as well. So
Correct.
if Diddy is getting rid of them or having somebody scare them before they can get there to the sentencing or they don't appear, that's probably something the judge is worried about as well. So that's something that they definitely take into effect. But yes, about this president, I do have another question. So when someone's being convicted of transporting people for sex, in my head, people, i.e. victims, which they are, does a pardon risk overshadowing the voices of the survivors and the victims in this case, even if it's legal?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
It diminishes and marginalizes their damage and the assaults that they suffered and the hurt that they've experienced and the trauma that they're going to endure for some time. Hopefully they're going to counseling, but if not, you really may have a permanent condition there that they're affected by. But I must say this. Trump trains his mind so much, he gonna say something totally different in about 2 days.
You never know. I mean, if it heats up, you never know. But my thing is like, why pardon him? If you're so concerned about it being unfair, commute it. Because you know that he did the crime, but why don't you commute it so it still stays on his record? Like, it's a whole different thing.
This is not about Diddy. This is about retribution for Trump for what they did to him. He's still mad. This is about vengeance. And then when he gets mad, because he and Diddy have very similar personalities, just like he and Elon Musk, it's going to be a knockdown drag out of those two where he gets mad at Diddy that Diddy doesn't do something he wants or something of that sort. Then it's going to be another knockdown version of him and Elon again.
No, they used to hang out together. They're friends.
Allegedly,
reportedly, by security, but reportedly he'd go into the office and he'd wait on him. He'd visit with him, and I think they both acknowledged that they were friends. I know from close friends that in that circle that he and Trump and a whole crowd of record label execs and friends of ours that we know, they go after the models. They'd hang out. There was nothing wrong with that. They'd hang out at the bars, at the clubs in New York, and try to come up with some models.
That is
them young, fine models is what they used to do.
That is every single group of men that you see in the club.
Well, they had their crew. I'm just talking about they were part of the same crew. Put it that way. They would be at the same bars trying to get at the same models.
What I love is they are just like us.
No, like you. Not like us. Not like us, Jade.
Speak for yourself.
Right. Turn the music on, not like us.
Yeah, I think this is more about payback for Trump for how he feels like he was done an injustice more than it is about Diddy. I think this is if he can rally up a whole bunch of guilty people and give him pardons like him, like himself, or what she received. I think that's what his personality type is going for, more so than giving Diddy freedom. I think it's more about him.
And I'll add another element. I think he has very cleverly used the crimes that black men have committed or allegedly committed but been convicted of. He uses that as an opportunity to win favor with other black men from the street, and some of whom vote or live in a household with a woman and a family that vote and have a lot of influence, the man over his household, and says, Trump is down for the brothers. Trump let such and such out. And he goes for the kingpins. And that was smart politics for him. If you pardon Lil Wayne before his sentences, Kodak Black, let Big Meech home, and others like that, Harry O. Hey, you want to get some votes from the black men. And sure enough,
I said, you saying he's going for the street cred.
Yeah, there you go. He going for the street cred. Yeah. But he got some votes. Right. He got 28% of the black men vote. The highest ever in history. Because he told him he had some gym shoes made that they'll like. I got you some gold gym shoes. I know you like flashy shit, and I know you like gym shoes. And look at my mugshot. I got a mugshot just like y'all. We together. We down. We on the street. I'll be down there with y'all in a minute. I think I might do a little slinging. You might catch Trump down on the street slinging. I'm telling you, that man will do what he got to do to win his people.
I'd rather my 40 acres
man.
than you letting go guilty people. I'd rather my 40 acres than you. If you want to give out something, that's what he can give out.
That's right. But no, I think that's part of what this might be as well, Jade, is the politics of winning over folks that he's losing. He's losing MAGA a little. So he said, well, let me go buffer up my black men support. Because I'm losing them a little too. Because their mama said, mama then told them that they cutting their Medicaid. Mama then told them that they cutting our food stamps. So now I got to go back and give them some more con because I'm about to lose them to their mama's needs and their kids' needs.
Yeah.
And they cutting the after school and the free lunch programs. And so, no, I got to go get me some more black men to pardon. So yeah, he going to pardon them too, so that we won't pay attention to the cutting food stamps, the cutting Medicaid, and the cut for the other poor people who live in our community. That's good game. Oh, I can't take nothing from Trump. He's a good player. He's a master con player. He's the best I ever seen. I grew up with con players, pimps, everything. He the best I ever seen.
You did a little conning too back in the day.
The little shit I did, ask your mama. She was there.
Game knows game. Game knows game.
That's right.
Game knows game.
And he the best that ever did it.
He kind of went to the White House. That's a particular type
game
of
knows game.
That's play.
Twice.
That's right. He played himself to the White House.
Twice.
Well, Jay, thank you so much for calling in. Very informative. I loved your questions. And you get to bed now. I know you're on the East Coast. You said you got an early morning tomorrow, and I appreciate
And
you.
I want to tell everybody about Jay. When she told me at age 14, I said, well, what do you want to be, Jay? She said she wouldn't have been no more than maybe 13 or 14.
She said car mechanic.
A prosecutor. I said, where'd she get this from? I said, what you want, lock black men up in jail? That's your goal in life? That's the career you seek? The good news is she did the opposite. She got into the prosecutor's office and worked on second chance programs, guys. And so I want you all to know she's been an asset to black men and women in the justice system seeking second chances like the second chance that was given to her dad. Yep. And I'm sure that's part of why she wanted to do it. She wanted to create more strong black men like her dad. And plus, she knows those streets, too. Right.
I told you I wanted to be a car mechanic, and you said no. He said nope. But what he did say is, why do you want to be a car mechanic and you can own a dealership and work on your cars?
There you go.
That's a good ending for that. And so,
all right,
Jay,
baby
thank
girl.
you. Love you. We love you.
I'll see y'all next time.
See you in Detroit soon.
All right. See y'all soon.
Yeah.
Okay, bye-bye.
You own to something, Amir. We might get, with my fine wife and fine daughters, ain't no telling, we might break the internet.
All right, next up we have Najma. She is also an attorney. She's in Los Angeles right now. And she wanted to talk about the R. Kelly's bid for early release. Basically, behind this, R. Kelly is serving a 30-year federal sentence at FCI Butner in North Carolina with a projected release in 2045. His legal team has filed an emergency motion seeking home detention, alleging an orchestrated murder plot involving prison officials. A federal judge denied the request due to jurisdictional limits over post-conviction matters. And I would love to hear your question about it.
Well, first of all, let me ask you.
Okay.
What are you trying to embarrass me? Have I done something to hurt you? You trying to humiliate me? You keep putting these lawyers on. I just said I haven't practiced law in 30 years.
Well, okay, so this episode is a family.
You keep putting these lawyers, they're going to make a fool out of me.
It's a family
I'm old,
and
I don't have my
episode.
memory
Don't
anymore.
worry,
They young and fine and everything.
We wanted to
Don't
pop.
worry,
We wanted
I
to
am
pop the
just a
season off with.
transactional attorney.
We wanted to pop
Amir?
the season off with family and friends, and Najma is like a sister to us, and
You got non-lawyer friends.
and she's now she's an attorney.
How are you, one of my favorite lawyers? So what are you thinking? Amir, you want to re-ask your question?
No. Just she had a question. I wanted to hear that.
Judge Mathis, don't worry. I'm a transactional attorney. I'm just a paper pusher. So I'm not as, I don't have the bandwidth like you and Jay. But still, thank you for having me. And I love you guys so much.
Thank you.
Amir was saying, I am an attorney, but I work on a lot of media entertainment cases. But in my volunteer time, I work with people that are incarcerated. So I am big on protecting the rights of incarcerated persons. And a lot of people have been criticizing R. Kelly in the motion to seek some sort of relief based on an attempted orchestrated murder, allegedly, And I feel like, as an advocate, and wanting to protect the rights of those that are incarcerated because they have rights, I don't want to jump to conclusions that are harmful to my mission and many others like myself. So I want to ask you, Judge Mathis, would you find this claim creditable based on your knowledge of the motion that R. Kelly has filed?
Well, I'm all about the evidence, and they would have to bring me some evidence to indicate first that there was a conspiracy in this claimed motion to release me because I've been attacked and there's a conspiracy against me. So I got to see some evidence. I haven't heard a scintilla, as we call it in the law, meaning the least amount of evidence that any of this is occurring, that there's such a threat that exists. But if he was able to present that, then I would not release him. I would just order him to be transferred to another prison.
I say this. You got to ask the real one right here. He made that up.
Okay.
This man want to get out. He made that up. The first request, like he said, is you would say, his life is threatened in this prison. Can we please have him transferred? Who jumps all the way to he needs to be released?
That's a good point.
Amir,
I'm facing 30, and because the guard beat me up, let me off.
Let me off. And
Forever.
You did a crime, and you could be transferred somewhere else. In my opinion.
Yeah, and you bootlegging lawyer now, but you're on to it.
I'm the best clerk in the world.
Actually, Judge Mathis and Amir, I don't agree with that position because there's no crime in wanting to be released, and it's so easy to get locked up, but it is impossible to get out. So everyone's looking for a way to, get some relief. And if that's the only way, then you have to take it, right?
I don't mind trying it. I'm just saying I don't believe it.
Yeah, why not?
She asked me if I would. You asked if I would grant it, and I would I would grant a transfer if you show me a preponderance of evidence, and meaning it's enough evidence for me to conclude that it's more likely than not that you're telling the truth.
Can you spell preponderance?
Otherwise, it's preponderance. Yes, PREPONDERANCE. Now back to the case at hand. Back to the record at hand.
How you do that? How you do that?
So, that's the only way I would even allow a transfer. All these prisons are dangerous, particularly for child molesters. The guards should have been the least of his concerns. It's a known fact that when a child molester comes in there, baby, you the target of rape for your entire case.
Not if you can sing. Not if you can sing too.
You'll be singing love songs.
Give us some concerts.
You'll be singing love songs. That's what you'll be singing. Who she don't like this? Because she's an advocate. We talking about the man. R. Kelly was all right with me. I know R. Kelly. He was all right with me. I don't have anything against him. But he was convicted of molesting underage girls. That's the part that I have to disown him about. Now, the women living with him, any of the activities with the adult women, I didn't see enough there to make any conclusions about whether he should go to prison, and how long. But from what I read and understood the case to be and the transcripts, I'm convinced he engaged in child pornography for sure. And I think the sentence was appropriate. And as such, no, you shouldn't relieve him of that sentence just because he's being threatened in prison. That's exactly what happens when you come in having done that.
They warn you that's gonna happen.
That's exactly what they say.
He's saying, "Oh man, they didn't warn me, so I should be let out."
But he's concerned about the guards, and that's a little different than the prisons attacking you.
But the guards these days are criminals themselves.
Many.
Not all.
Many. Allegedly, many.
But there is some criminal activity. Yes.
We had a whole PR talk about the word
I
allegedly.
agree with that position.
Well, I like the fact that you You believe in fairness for the brother, and that you are helping and you're an advocate behind those prison walls and in the jails. We need that. You know, that's what my heart is too. That's all I do is try to help the hood. We give expungement expos at the Mathis Community Center all the time in Detroit. I've done prison tours around the country, just left 2 prisons. And so that's what we're about. And thank you for all the work you're doing in that area. It's one of the most vital jobs that a volunteer and advocacy we can do.
Now, Najma,
Thank you so much.
I have a question to that. Do you separate the artist from the crime? Do you still listen to R. Kelly?
To be honest, I stopped listening to R. Kelly when he was canceled, and I believe they removed his music from the platform.
Oh, it's back.
It was hard for me. Okay,
I didn't know that myself.
But,
I read it.
You know, sometimes a song comes on, and I was like, oh, okay, that's the jam. Like "Step in the Name of Love," that brings me a lot of joy. But I know that he is a symbol of hurt for a lot of people and victims. But you know, it was just this topic is important to me because, you know, people do deserve second chances. And if he has been incarcerated and he has been rehabilitated and he's have served, you know, a substantial amount of time on his sentence, I feel that, you know, the prison should be open to considering all types of motions of relief.
Now, I'm not sure if he has a state crime that he also has to serve.
Yes.
But okay, in that case, I think the federal conviction and serving out that sentence, I'm a big believer in that concurrent sentencing, particularly when there's that long. For example,
and explain concurrent just
is
for the viewers.
Where you serve, say you have 2 cases, 2 convictions. Well, one might be for 5 years and the other's for 5 years. So I sends you to 5 years on that case, sends you to 5 years on that case. Well, you can run them at the same time, meaning those 10 years that you've been sentenced will actually be 5 because you'll be serving the sentence of both crimes at the same time.
And consecutively is when you do it.
Yeah, 5 and 5. You're actually doing 10. So I've never been a big believer in that. You give them the sentence that you want them to have and let them serve that time. And then the state. That's another, you know, it's almost beyond a lifetime that you would be giving. The perfect example is Larry Hoover. And I'm advocating that he be pardoned or his sentence be commuted by the governor of Illinois, J.B. Pritzker, because the state of Illinois gave him 200 years. And the pardon he received was for a sentence of, I think, 600 years or some craziness. And it's only one life, but you get multiple life sentences, both federal and state. It's ridiculous. So in that case, I show a little heart.
Excessive sentencing.
Yep. So thank you again. We appreciate sisters like you, and I'm sure all the brothers who are in need of help, they appreciate you as well.
And then all the brothers out there, you're looking for a beautiful woman who is a woman of God and beautiful smile, and you know, hey,
come see me.
Find her, let me know, and I can help you.
No, come see me for the interview.
That's what I'm saying. We'll see us. We'll vet you.
Yeah, you got the interview. It ain't
I know.
Ain't no direct. Don't go like that. No fur.
All right, take care, sis. Thank you so much.
Anybody you want to holler at her, holler at us first. We'll let you know.
Talk to us.
Right
here. Yeah.
Bye. That was great. See you guys later.
See you later.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Good luck.
Yeah.
All right. Next we have Dion. He's in Los Angeles, and Dion has a question about the Shannon Sharpe settlement and how he was ultimately excused from ESPN. Basically, Shannon Sharpe stepped away from ESPN after a woman filed a lawsuit alleging sexual assault and non-consensual recordings. He denied everything. By July 18th, they settled, and the case was dismissed with prejudice. Reports suggest a $23 million payout. Now, ESPN, just happened recently, confirmed that he will not return to First Take, and the judge ordered that the sex tape is preserved for evidence for another case that has been filed against him that can be used as evidence in that case. Yeah. And Dion, he reached out and he had a question regarding that, and we're excited to hear it.
Okay, if he was innocent, why would he settle? Do you think settling the case was more about his protecting his brand, or was it basically an admission of guilt?
Well, in many instances, you do. It's what is called nuisance lawsuits, but it rarely goes that high.
Okay.
Meaning, it's going to cost the lawyer. It's going to cost me $50,000 or $100,000 in legal fees. So just give the person $50,000 if we can settle. Or if it's a big case with rich folks, it's going to cost me $1 million in legal fees. So offer them $700,000 and get it out of the way. In this case, that's a lot of money for a man of his. I ain't pocket checking him, but I don't think he has a couple or a few $100 million in which you can sneeze at 20 or so. Michael Jackson had $500 million when he settled for $30 million. And that was almost 10% of his income. Right. But it was so inflammatory and he had so much more money to be made. Why go through all this process? And let's go. And as you saw, when the next one came and he did go through the process, it broke him down, but he was exonerated.
And that's the thing, though. But see, when Michael Jackson did go through that process, it ripped apart his brand.
Sure did.
And it messed up his legacy.
Couldn't make no more money.
Because that's all you see. Yeah. Do you think that because that settlement may have with Shannon Sharpe, it kind of stops that the public opinion that's ongoing against him?
Good idea. Good observation. Because were it to be a trial, absolutely, the legs would go so long and it would be so harsh. So the answer would be, as Amir is alluding to, how much of your brand is at risk? How much earning power would be damaged should you go to trial? Even though I think that's a high settlement. The fact is, he probably projects that he's going to make hundreds of millions. And he might project that if by chance they believe a young 21 or 20s white girl over my big black ass, if they believe her, I'm going to be out of $50 million and my earning power is gone because my brand is damaged. So that might be good math on his behalf. It might be good math if he believes in himself, in his club Shay Shay. That's probably gonna come back.
I believe it gets a chance to come back. Yeah,
yeah. I think Club Shay Shay gonna come back.
He's still releasing episodes, and I watch it.
Yeah,
it's a great show.
ESPN. They can't have no. They can't have that reputation that these big black athletes, who they already know like they women, he can't have the reputation of not going after the kids and abusing them. And ESPN, you coming into their territory either. They're only the super rich. You're not super rich yet. Only the super rich white boys got them young girls.
I mean, he's
not super rich.
Yeah.
The ones I know got them little young 20s, they're billionaires. And they can stand up to it.
Yeah, but he comfortable.
The rest of them, get you one of them old white girls, if you like white girls.
That can cook.
Get you like Monique told you. Now, Monique said don't get white. I don't care if you get white. You can get white, but make sure she can cook. She can do all the things you need that this young white girl was doing for you, and she might not sue you.
I don't see colors on our date. You know what I'm saying?
Well, you colorblind then. You need to go to the eye doctor. You talking about you don't see color? Can you see it all? You see my hand?
I didn't say I had a problem with tracking and vision.
You did. You said you can't see color. That's how I analyze it. And so without pocket checking him, and he's betting on himself.
Dion, you had anything else you want to ask her?
Yes, I do. For my last question, do you think Shannon Sharpe really lost his job over the case that just settled, or could it be ESPN reacting to the other lawsuit that's still coming?
I mean, I think that's hard to say.
I know these networks. They took a focus study group. They had a focus study group. They asked those folks what they thought.
Yeah.
They said to that focus study group, if we would allow him to come back on the air, would you watch? If we would, if he settles this case and everything, you don't hear about it anymore, would you watch immediately, or would it take you some time? It would take me time. How long before you think you could stand watching him? I don't know. Maybe years. All of that, those responses, that's in my opinion.
Can he earn your trust back?
Yeah, those are the type of questions they're asking.
Yeah.
And so I think it's based on the type of surveying that ESPN, and I promise you they've had some surveys and some focus study groups asking.
And I guess like people always forget is all of this, like making movies, TV, it's a money game. And it's you have to respond to people, to your investors, to everything. And, every little thing counts.
Yep.
So.
And it depends on who you insult, quite frankly. You know, when Kanye West was insulting black folks, what did he say? Slavery had a choice. He said Harriet Tubman was something else. He dogged the African American holiday, that Kwanzaa, said that was BS. All these things, nobody said nothing. I'll leave that alone.
Yeah. Let's leave
But
that
when he
alone.
was talking about black folks and dogging us, his job was safe and sound. So there's sometimes you can't offend high-level executives either through insults or degradation against their community. Everybody don't play that. Everybody not like us.
But they grabbed Terry.
Everybody doesn't forgive very easily.
But they wouldn't grab Terry Cruz's nuts, and he still kept his job.
That's what he did say that. The white agent grabbed his nuts. He did say that. But he didn't sock him.
If he punched him, then that would have been his. That's
what I'm saying. He'd have been out of business. He'd have been out of show business. Instead, he just took that little twitch and kept it moving.
Yeah.
Spoke about it years ago.
Yeah. But unfortunate. But I mean, that's what the thing is. You know, we live in a world where power does.
Power and money rules.
Power and money rules. And my goal is to just get more of it, so I'm not one left behind.
Mine is to fight the power.
That too. I'm trying to get, Is that all for you, Dion?
Fight the power.
Yeah, that's all for me, guys. I appreciate you two having me.
Thank you,
I
man.
appreciate you calling in, man.
No problem. Anytime.
All right, thank you.
Watch them young white girls under 20. What was she? Shannon Sharpe, 26?
She was under 25.
Oh, Lord. Watch him under 25, but you a
he's a
happily married man
yeah,
with a
thank
beautiful
you.
wife
Thank
and
you.
family.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah,
Yes,
congratulations as always. I love a great man that keeps his family strong.
Yep.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
All right. And our last caller of this episode, our premiere episode, is Miss Kamara Alice Lee Mathis.
Oh, no. You got another
Okay,
lawyer.
no,
You didn't
Kamara
lost your mind. You
Mathis
think I'm going to sit up here and go back and forth with there's a third lawyer? And this one, she going to talk like I ain't going to be able to get a word
She
in. And I ain't going to be able to
does.
understand what she say. Woo.
She does talk.
Lord have mercy.
What?
Go ahead.
No.
How you doing, my baby girl?
I like to learn. I've been trained to learn from my father.
He's the smartest man in the world. He doesn't need to learn.
know.
Think I am. That's what I keep telling you. Think you are. Make yourself believe it, even though you're not. Folks,
Hey,
take that
like the
anthem.
confidence.
Believe you are the smartest person in the world. But remember that you're not.
But you don't
so
have
you
to,
don't get your feelings hurt
but you don't
when
have
you're wrong.
No, so if you feel it though, that doesn't mean you have to tell everyone that you are.
Yes, you do. So then somebody might believe
Ain't
it.
nothing wrong with bragging on yourself.
Yeah, and somebody might believe
He
it.
said somebody might believe it.
Hey, I
Kamara's
love the confidence.
Kamara's calling in, talk about the James Harden party assault. Backstory behind that: James Harden is being sued for negligence after a woman says she was drugged and raped by his nephew during a New Year's Eve party at Harden's Houston mansion. She claims that security ignored her screams and blocked her friends from helping. She also says she reported the assault to the police the next day, but so far, no official police report has been found. She's seeking over $100,000 in damages in a civil suit that was filed. Currently, no charges have been filed, and Harden hasn't publicly responded about the incident. So, yeah, we'd love to hear what you have to say because, like any situation like this is a touchy subject when, any woman is has an accusation like this because, you want to believe someone who's the accused. And so let's see what you have to say.
Me or?
Yeah.
Oh, you want to hear my question?
Yeah. Did you call in for a question?
Yes.
Oh, okay. I was making sure.
Yeah. So thanks again for having me on your first episode. My question is, if someone throws a big party and something terrible happens to a guest at that party, how liable are they? And, honestly, when you were reading more about the case or just talking about the case, I was thinking, why didn't they add the nephew? But I'm assuming it's because James Harden has the money.
It's a civil case, yeah.
Honestly, so they're suing the person with the money. But would you say that how liable are the hosts of a party?
Yeah, and I'm glad you bring this up, and you probably know better than I, but I'm going to give what you know to be the law that may be applicable in this instance, and that is agency law, and which is the essence of agency law is, are they acting at your behest and on your behalf? And that's where you have an agency connection. So were they agents of James Harden? Were they acting on his behalf?
Was he like an employee and, hey, man, for this party, I need you to watch out and look around and make sure everything's cool?
Correct.
And like, you're my assistant, so no, you need to make sure, yeah.
There you go.
What do you think about, what's your opinion on like negligence? Do you think he would be negligent in this case? Even though, I don't think negligence is a breach of duty of care. It's like, what kind of care does he have if he has a party of 1,000
and he had
people
security guards.
people?
And so the thing is that you're not negligent by having security guards, but was the security guard, was he really blocking her friends from getting in there? And also, were the security guards under his payroll or were they a private company?
And that's what I'm saying.
If the security guard is blocking him getting in the room when someone's screaming, then yeah, I would say that's negligent. But I don't know. That's like gross negligence, it sounds like.
And the essence of it, however, is once again, security guards, if he hired them, they're his employees or they're his contractors. Is there an agency relationship? There is the security company his agent, meaning you work for me, you act at my behest, or are they the agent of the security company? And James Harden just says, I'm going to pay your company $5,000 to staff this party I'm having. Well, he wouldn't be liable.
Yeah.
And in this case, let me ask this case, though, because what I heard is that she claims to have filed a police report.
Correct. And they can't find that.
Oh, bye. Girl, bye.
Right. So do you think that like hurts her case, or do you think
it definitely hurts her case? It slams her case.
But can she possibly say that she was so traumatized by the event, she got things mixed up and maybe
she said she filed it.
Yeah, but maybe she blacked out and she didn't go and she thought she did.
Oh, okay. Well, they would then charge her with perjury.
Okay.
They would then charge her with perjury.
Put out all the possibilities out there.
You trying to send somebody to jail.
Sorry, we're talking over. What'd you say, Kamara?
I just said, if you didn't file it, just say you didn't file it. I mean, there are plenty of cases that move forward without a police report. So it's like,
Right.
now if you're lying, then that does undermine your entire
Correct.
case.
None of those ladies that Diddy allegedly assaulted, or we know, we saw with our own eyes. No
So
police
many victims
report.
don't file a police report. For
Yeah, we
sure,
talked
and
about
that's
this before. Like,
understandable.
you know, sometimes
Right.
you don't file a police report in the time. and-
Yes, and most
and that's
don't.
it.
Right.
That's
So
it.
I don't. She didn't
most
have
victims
to.
don't.
It's a part
She
of
shouldn't
abuse.
have said it if she didn't do it.
Yeah.
And if she did it, and
Exactly.
they
I
don't,
agree with that.
the court, the police department should also be a part of that lawsuit. If she says she filed it and it wasn't recorded, and they can't find it and get
Right.
any information, then
You
that's
need to sue them for
negligence
sure.
on their behalf as well.
For sure.
Yep.
It's a lot of men, again, being hit up. The Me Too movement was more sexual harassment than sexual assault. Counselor Kamara, was Me Too, was that more so harassment, or were there a lot of sexual assaults involved as well?
They were both.
I
Both?
think with
Yeah,
the
Harvey
bigger
Weinstein.
cases like the Harvey Weinstein, there was a lot of sexual assault for sure.
People who were drugging women.
But when it came to the workplace harassment, that was more on a harassment level when it came to like big executives harassing.
There you
women.
go. The ones that were, that's what I'm thinking, the executives that were terminated.
Yes. And exactly. And that was more like termination. Yes, sexual harassment at work, not criminal, not civil. It was more, they just lost their jobs.
Yeah, and that
was
seemed to
a
be
big
the
part
crux of the Me
movement as well.
Too movement beyond Weinstein. I don't think necessarily the movement accelerated. I think everybody just celebrated. But I think the movement was accelerated because women began to have the courage to come out
Absolutely.
against the bosses, because what Weinstein did was victimize women who were looking for employment and wanted to be in his movies.
Yep.
So once again, you had some workplace situation going on. So that's what caused I think that is what inspired the Me Too movement. And now we have this sexual assault rash of cases. I mean, you got Fat Joe, we'll talk about, I guess, at some point. You even got Kanye West now.
But
you know,
the thing is though, is that it's such a fine line, because I have friends who have worked in the music industry, who have worked in entertainment and things like that, and I hear the stories that will never be taken to court or prosecuted and things like that. So I do know for a fact that there are these credible cases that people don't report things, and so that's just the tricky part. Is it a rash because it's not, because people are being influenced by these other maybe false crimes and stuff, or people being more empowered right when it happens because they're more empowered these days.
Good point, because they
I
see
think
others.
every case should just be seen on its face separately. And,
Exactly.
there can't be a blanket, believe everyone, because, I mean, in general, just people, we're all just people.
Yep.
So some people lie, some people don't. Most people don't, but some people do. So you just have to take each case and look at the facts. And like, if there is discrepancy, so like, for example, that would hurt your credibility, then that's important to look into, and important to look at.
Now on the
whether you
PR
lie.
side, James Harden hasn't said a word.
I was going to ask you that. What are your thoughts about that? Like, I think that,
I think he's talked with his team, and they've told him that, and I think he perhaps would have issued a 3-sentence statement saying that, and I don't know if he did or not, but
No, nothing.
he didn't say a word.
Nothing.
I would have issued a 3-sentence statement saying these accusations, these allegations of what occurred at my home, I'm unassociated with it, and I wish the best for any victim that was involved, or anyone that was truly, sincerely, or truly victimized, something of that nature.
that was one run-on sentence. That wasn't.
Well, I couldn't come up with it that one.
You would have
No
said
one's
something else,
thinking.
something.
No,
And
but
I would
I-
have said something and wouldn't have answered any questions, wouldn't have said anything else. That's it.
But I kind of do respect, like, let's say that he knows the facts and he's like, man, that's not true, whatever. It's almost like he's just not giving it attention because he doesn't have time for those lies. And to be honest, it brings less attention to it if he doesn't say anything, in my opinion.
Well,
I
it's
agree.
also hard to say anything when you have a case of someone saying that you're negligent because you don't want to say any little thing that may say like take on any like fault of like or any responsibility. It's kind of like when you get even in a fender bender, the insurance companies are like, don't say anything. You don't want to admit fault. You don't want to say, oops, I was driving to the left. You just don't want to say anything because you never know what can be construed.
And that's why I was fumbling around as to what to say.
Yeah,
But
exactly. Like, you don't want to say, I'm
he's
sorry,
in
you
the
don't
court
want
of
to say
public
anything.
opinion at a high level media attraction.
And the fact is, he may not know what actually happened either because it doesn't involve
And that's
him.
the type
Exactly.
of statement you make.
Oh, got
And that's
it.
the type of 3-sentence statement you make. You're right, Kamar. Your lawyer looks over it and says, nope, they could bring this back up during deposition, during the trial, bring a witness, Nope, don't say that. Don't say that. Just express concern. I am not aware of what went on because I wasn't there. But I hope that anyone that was hurt, I hope no one was hurt. And if they were, I pray something. You don't like that either, do you?
I was trying to figure out where you were going with that.
If someone was hurt, you don't want to say that either.
I'm not letting him write any of my PR stuff. I'm gonna hire a professional team and hopefully get them to do it correctly.
Hey, you say that's why all my stuff makes TMZ because I don't make the right statements.
Hey, you did get one right though.
He has
You
the
did
best
get
money
one
to
back.
hire
You
the
did
best
get
one.
PR team, so he'll be fine.
I'm gonna get my wife
They
back.
can get a statement together.
That's
for him.
right.
I'm gonna get my wife back.
That's right. And I did.
That was one statement.
You did.
That was a good one.
Been home ever since. Ain't gonna have me at the airport.
I saw that
crying
and I
no more.
said, "Oh, you go there? Yeah, I got. Y'all got this.
Cut. All right.
The love is still there. We all know the love is there."
All right, my
All right,
darling.
well, it's been fun.
Yep. Thanks for calling in. We appreciate it. Did you have a good time?
Me?
Yeah.
Oh, yes, I said it's been fun. Yes, I've had a great time. It's always great to see you all. Even
Kiss my
if it's been-
grandbabies for me, Sarah
I
and
will. When
Nora.
you get on back to them.
All right. Well, thank you so much, and we'll talk to you tomorrow.
Okay.
All right. Love
all.
you. Bye.
Bye-bye. Love you.
Leave studio. Oh.
That was a good one, huh? I'm excited for what's going to come the rest of this season. We'll be pumping out episodes.
Yep. Went well.
Yep.
Went well.
Make sure you keep drinking that coffee, whatever you did today. That was great.
Just get a good night's sleep.
That was great, y'all.
When you hear me fumbling around, the judge didn't sleep. Your cognitive skills wane when you don't sleep well,
Right.
folks. I hope you know that. So when you're getting ready to take those tests in high school, college, or otherwise, make sure you're getting sleep. Because your cognitive skills are directly tied to sleep at all ages. All right.
All right.
That's the wisdom for the day.
And that's the Mathis Verdict, episode 1.